Hello and welcome to Ketter Farms. How is everybody doing this fine evening? I have been attempting to get things set up a little bit better here tonight. Still over on the steering setup, and I'm just realizing 1 second this monitor needs to move 3 inches to the side. There we go. That looks much better. We can see chat a little bit better tonight, and hopefully the audio is not going to be quite so bad. I do apologize. I've been getting over a nasty head cold this week, and so we might be having to cough through a few times here as I talk, but we've been managing to get our videos out. And as always, while we're trying to get our new setup for streaming dialed in a bit here, let me know if you find the game audio and the talking mic audio and stuff to be out of balance, if one's too loud, one's too quiet, etc. Just give me a heads up and we'll get stuff dialed in here. I apologize, we're looking all over the place. My mouse cord is caught on something and I'm trying to pull it free. Good times. All right, Ryan Lunt, how you doing, man? Always good to see you. Trio Gaming, King Randy, good to see you guys. VR's in Minnesota, hope the family's well. Dirt Bikes and more, good to see you again. Oh man, we got all the regulars in here. VW Toy Farmer, good to see you as well. So I have managed to get the steering wheel going again today. I forgot to fix my dead zone settings though. I'm really tempted to jump out and do that, except I've been on for a little while. We're trying to get the 16x map loaded in here, and I don't want to reset things. So I think we're going to just run with it. And you know what? We're going to do it real quick here. It won't take a minute, and I haven't uncovered that much of the map yet. We're going to do it live, folks. Caleb, how you doing? Good to see you. Tim, good to see you as always. Levi Farms is here as well. Van can't make it today, but stopped in to say hi. How you doing? All right, let's see. I have a G920 that needs to have all of its dead zones dropped down to like 2%. Oh, hey, it tells me which one it is now. That's awesome. It didn't used to do that. I like it. Well, we'll do this real quick and hit apply. Should fix everything for us. And now you guys can see the magic behind getting onto the multiplayer server. Oh, first time. Usually it takes me about 6 tries to get the server to pop up in the list. Andrew, how you doing, man? Farm Sim Jim, how you doing, sir? Good to see ya. And yeah, Tim, my dead zone settings get reset every patch, I feel like. Although this is the same computer. Every patch, I have to reset those. I usually make a backup of my input settings and just paste it over. But I've been unplugging and replugging so many things in lately that it's all out of whack. Yeah, that would have been a good one to add to the Giant survey. They didn't really have too many questions about what you would add. The only question they asked, I think, was if you could pick a map based on a country, which country would you pick? And I actually said Canada. I think it'd be cool if they made a big Canadian map, or even a standard size Canadian map. But we'll see. Offend a different part of the world for a change. Farmer Boy, do I think an i7 and 16 gigs of RAM would work good for FS22? An i7 should be fine, but 16 gigs of RAM should work okay. I mean, I'm not the person to ask. I think I'm sitting at 64 or maybe even 128. I can't remember now. I made some major upgrades this fall for my PC because I'm doing a lot of software development right now, and it's very memory intensive at times. Farm Sim Jim, you're editing videos now that you got your mic working again. Good deal, good deal. Have SK and Levin been enjoying Middleburg? Oh yeah, we're definitely enjoying it. We've had a few struggles, which I think came out in the last episode. It was definitely the most cursed episode we've had, but things are getting better. We keep adding new equipment to the farm, which is always fun. And I'm going to jump out here. We've got some silos out here by the field. Perfect. And I am going to do one thing real quick, which is turn on my running multiplier. There we go. Awesome. So I've got a combine sitting around here somewhere that I was going to start off with while we get everything going. And then maybe I'll jump in and drive a grain cart since I got the steering wheel all set up today. I'm realizing I left the window open behind me. I was getting a little fresh air in here, and it might start getting chilly about halfway through the stream, so we'll see. I might have to get up and take care of that. I'm running all the way out here. I guess I could just do one of these. There we go. And click this off. It's always fun to jump into somebody else's piece of equipment here. I can't seem to steer, so that must mean GPS. Yeah, there we go. Good deal. And I'm sure somebody's got a GPS track running already, but we're gonna try and just wing this. Looks like we've got some auto drive going still from earlier. As you can see, this is why I like to log into the server well in advance. All of the field tiles are still loading in around us, but we'll get there, Let's turn GPS back on now and see if I can... Oh, here we go. If I put the pipe in, the auto drive guy will leave me alone. And I'm sure we're going to be getting some real-life drivers out here in the not-too-distant future. Ooh, I've got force feedback on now, too. So the steering wheel's shaking a little bit, which is interesting. All right, I need to get a GPS track loaded. Let me double-check. Let's see if they've got one loaded up here. Field 2 cultivator plow. Nope. Oh, wait. Platform header? Maybe? Let's see what that does. Whoops. How do I load a field? I can never remember which button it is. Is it this button? Track name? Oh no, that's definitely not the button. I don't want to edit it. I don't know that that's working anyway, so let me just... Oh, it is working. Look at that. We just gotta do things right. All right, cool. We've stolen a track from somebody here. It's funny is I never use these mods in a multiplayer setting, really. It's usually always a single player, and I don't really... I don't save my courses. I just make a new one whenever I want to do something, because I'm never running the same field the same way twice, I feel like. All right. Did I get all of my controls in a place that I can reach them? I have to be very careful here when I turn my keyboard, because I have the camera set up on the desk next to it right now, so everything's in a very temporary position. I feel like somebody else is going to come back in here and be coming the other way, but we'll take that chance. Oh my gosh, we did not turn into this very well. Alright, we're going to get going here, and then I can finally catch up on chat. GPS is on. We got oats. Good deal. Miss Wildstyle, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Always good to see ya. Ah, goodness. Levi Farms, you want the Millennial Farmer map back? That was a good map. I like that one. Tim, do I use the keyboard to move around when I'm outside? Yes, I do, and that's because I don't have on my steering wheel a joystick to move my guy around. I have a D-pad, technically, but that's set up to do things like switch between vehicles and all that by default, and so I wish I had like a little joystick type deal, like on an Xbox controller. What I should do is probably just get an Xbox controller as well and set that up next to me, and I could use that when I'm out of the tractor and the steering wheel when I'm in the tractor, and that would work out a lot better, I think. Andrew, my night is good. It was a little hectic. Yesterday, the kid, we had to take the kid into urgent care. He was running I don't even know, 102 something fever, and he'd been sick for over a week. And so we went in and got him some antibiotics. I'm still getting over the head cold that he gave me last week. So we've been kind of down and out on the health side of things. But as far as the day went, it was great. He actually managed to go to school, didn't have a fever today, went to school again. And so that's always a good day when the kid goes to school. Lets me get some work done. We're almost catching up on the video schedule. Managed to get one out on Monday. Today's went out really late in the day, but tomorrow should come out in the morning, and I should be able to get Thursday and Friday out at my normal 10 a.m. Eastern time. Tim, you use an Xbox controller for that, but it seems like when it's on, it disables the force feedback on the steering wheel. Interesting. Well, I'm going to have to try that, because that would be really disappointing. Not that I particularly am, like, engrossed with force feedback or anything, but, you know, it's kind of fun to have when you want it. Excuse me. I noticed that I've got, whoa, a whole bunch of stuff on this list. Drag it down here. I'm curious if I can click nothing. I can't really select nothing. But there are no valid targets because I think the guys cleared all of the auto drive drivers off for the live stream, which is nice. So we won't have to worry about any random AIs coming out here. And it looks like we've switched over for our grain carts to using these Phoenix trucks with the tracks on the back, which look just cool. Not necessarily the most realistic vehicles, but it works really well for multiplayer because you can haul across the field at amazing speeds here with them, and then they do work really good for being kind of a grain cart. So don't disapprove of these upgrades. Bushels Plus will help you get more crops when you... Oh yeah, I saw that mod that BC Bueller released, and I guess I feel like yields are already so high for the most part in Farm Sim that it almost feels like cheating. I mean, I realize it's not, you know, and there are things like that that'll help you catch grain and do different things and improve your yields, but I feel like the game is so easy already. We're making so much money every day on the cows on UMRV. I think I'm making, I forget now, $20,000+ a day, or I guess it's a week, but we're doing great on that save, especially now that I fixed the field lease mod, so we're not paying through the nose on the field that we've got leased. I think it's down to like $1,000 a week, which isn't bad at all. Van was gonna try, but your game crashed, and it looks like there's plenty of help. Yeah, there's actually, that's a good point. We've got a number of people on the server tonight. Oops, I feel bad for whoever's trying to unload me. I forgot I was using the steering wheel and the pedal to go forward, and the pedal doesn't keep working when I bring up the menu. So if we look here, we've got Pity and K-State on the server, some of the farm managers, and Sandman, Ozzy, and Swamp Fox, who have definitely been regulars here on the server. And we had quite a few other people getting on and helping out over the last several weeks, so it's been a lot of fun here, and honestly, I can't wait to see how we're doing on the harvest. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get down to the end row, and I'm going to get started on a new set of rows. Whoops. The GPS took quite the steer to get off track. And once we get going on the long rows here, in fact, let me do this. Let's go and adjust our FOV. I could go in cab when I'm using a steering wheel. Is that better? That's not too bad. Boop, ba-doop. And bada boop. There we go. All right, let's run like that for a bit. I haven't looked at the progress on the server in quite some time. So for those that don't realize, we went with, what do you call it? We went with a challenge from Argsy Gaming's community. And that challenge was to see who could fill up all of the crops on the map with 10 million liters each. And so we've got 10 million sorghum now. We've got about 6 million in oats and soybeans. We've already hit 10 million with sunflowers again. We've got 10 million in wheat and dry corn. So we've really got to get barley and canola going. Those are the two that are the lowest. And soybeans and oats are pretty close here. So we're doing pretty good in general. And then we've also got a cotton harvest lined up, and we've got a pad full of silage that we went ahead and got over 10 million liters in silage last live stream, which was a lot of fun. Farm Boy, if you buy land through the land lease mod, it is quite a bit cheaper. So yeah, it's less money up front, but you're paying a regular leasing cost with it. And so that never goes away, and you can't actually own the land unless you get rid of the lease and then go out and buy it, which, you know, you're doing at the full price that you would have normally bought it at. So there's definitely a benefit to leasing in that you can get into some big land quicker, but you can't necessarily buy that. Like the lease to own mod for vehicles and equipment is really cool because as you pay those lease payments, that just reduces your purchase price. So it makes it a kind of a nice way to get into a new piece of equipment if you're not sure you're going to want it. At the end of the day, it's always cheaper to just take out a loan from the bank if you can afford it. Tim the Iowan, force feedback helps when you're on GPS and make a turn at the headland. The wheel normally attempts to return to center. Yeah, I actually disabled return to center on my wheel. I need to turn that back on. What won't do that if you also have a controller connected? You found... Oh, I see. Yep. Ty, yeah, I do have a new setup here, kind of. It's like an old setup that I've just started using again. And so this is a racing, a full racing setup. I've got a nice 42-inch flat screen in front of me here. And it's really, it was set up, I got this originally to play American Truck Simulator in. So I've got the joystick and everything over here. And I just never found the time. And I'm going to start playing that again here soon. And I think I'm actually going to stream occasionally on this channel with that. Because I know there's a lot of overlap. A lot of people will probably be interested in watching me crash into things on ATS. My driving's so bad in Farm Sim, you guys can expect or guess how well I can drive a 18-wheeler on American Truck Simulator. So it'll be fun. I need to go down to 4-meter heads, Farm Sim Jim. Yeah, no thanks. Hey, we got Pity in chat. Good to see you, man. What's up, Living Country? Good to see you. Ty, I should leave a link on your homepage for your setup. So I have a link to my old setup in the description of every video. There's a link to an Amazon storefront, which is literally just all the parts that I use in my computer. However, that's my setup that I just replaced this December. I got a brand new computer, brand new everything, because, well, various reasons, but I wrecked the GPU in my old PC, so I just went all out and got a whole new setup. So I do need to put all of that in the link for sure. Hey, Gaming with Siller. Is that Siller? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but welcome to the stream, man. Probably Siler. I don't know. Can't wait to see my attempts at backing up. So, yeah, exactly. Which is funny, because I've done all of this stuff in real life. Like, I actually drove 2 different semis on the farm. We had a Peterbilt cab over, which is a whole interesting experience. And then we had an international that had a huge sleeper on it when we first got it, because it was an old, I forget what it is, but it was bought from a company that used to have a whole fleet of them, so we got a really good deal on it. And then we actually ended up ripping the sleeper off and turning it into a day cab, which was an interesting conversion. And so I've actually driven semis around with grain trailers on them quite a bit for many years when I was a teenager, but apparently those skills get a little rusty and don't translate so well to my keyboard and mouse setups. But I think give me a couple days behind the wheel of ATS running with the steering wheel setup, and I think that I can get back to it. Now, I think I've got a row over here. It's a little hard to see with this big header in my way. The guys have done a lot of cut-throughs here to make life easy, and I'm sure I'm jumping into somebody else's land area, but that's all right. There we go. Got to try backing up doubles in ATS. That'll be interesting. Hey, we've got dirt bikes and more, and van on the server now. Good deal. I am almost full, but it looks like our grain truck here is starting to get full too. So I'm going to put this pipe out because we are stacking up the liters pretty fast. And hopefully we'll get him topped off in a few feet here. Yeah, that was the interesting thing for me, at least as a teenager, having just learned how to drive a car, let alone a semi, is figuring out that there wasn't power steering in some of those older semis. And so there's a reason why there's such a large steering wheel, and just cranking on that thing to get it turned, the old cab over Peterbilt. Yeah, the licensing requirements are always very interesting for these things. I will say I never actually had a CDL when I was working on the farm. It was interesting. It was different times back then, too. I mean, this is, I don't know, more than 25 years ago now, so I don't think people cared as much about that. You'd be driving through town and just wave at the cop. Like, they know you didn't have one, I'm pretty sure. They didn't care. Got a 42-foot fifth wheel camper, and every chance you get a pull-through site. Yeah, that's that could be fun. That's for sure. ATS. So a lot of people, when they play American Truck Simulator, they put on like the easy parking and stuff. But I always left the you have to back it into the space on there. So I will be doing that when I stream it. We'll go for the full experience. You guys will find it hilarious, I'm sure. But yeah, it's been an interesting week. We're making lots of progress in all of our series, this one included. When I stood this server up, I wasn't sure how many times I'd stream on this, but I've been trying to get over here at least once a week to get on the server and see our progress, and it looks like we're getting really close. We've probably got another week or so, maybe, I think, until we top off some of these limits. We've only got 2 or 3 more crops here that we needed to get to 10 million on, which is surprising. Livin', I don't think they've got ATS on consoles. I think that it's a PC-only game at this point. But they do have multiplayer now, and they have a multiplayer with mods now, which is cool. So we'll be setting something up. When I do it, I am going to run a multiplayer convoy, I think the first one with the staff team. Keep it contained. But if that stream goes well, maybe we'll try and set up a community. Like, I know a lot of the different YouTubers like Digerwin and different communities do a community trucking company, where they call it a VTC, virtual trucking company. And so we might set one of those up just for the fun of it and get everybody in on that for sure. But yeah, the crash counter is going to be high, and I do play American Trucking Simulator a little bit different than I play Farm Sim. I try to play Farm Sim at least more or less realistically, but American Truck Simulator, I try to get from point A to point B as fast as possible without crashing into too many things. I don't always follow the speed limit. We don't always wait for their ridiculously timed stoplights, that kind of thing. So the one thing I turn off is the traffic violations for stoplights. And maybe they've made it better, but last time I played ATS, which is probably over a year ago now, or more, the stoplights were so long and they popped up every time you approached them. I swear the AI on the game is set up to make sure that you hit every stoplight that comes along. So I've had lots of people ask if I'm going to play ATS on the channel, and I've just never gotten into it on stream, but I have played a bit. And I've always wanted to make more progress. I keep buying all the DLCs, so for a game I've not played more than a handful of hours, I'm probably a couple $100 into it at this point, so I should probably play it a few times. There we go. All right. We've got... a lot going on. Edgewater has moved along very quickly this season as well. I've been just trying to get right back into Harvest more or less on that series. Whoa. All right, let's try that again. Back it up. And yeah, now that we've got that big case sprayer on that save, oh my goodness, we've got so much going on. There we go. My steering wheel was getting locked in a very awkward position. And I've been really looking forward to buying more land on that map as well. It's been a lot of fun. Living's going to get me playing realistic and ATS. We'll see. Maybe we'll just leave traffic violations on, and my trucking company will be bankrupt in the first stream. Chase, I have never tried iRacing. I've seen a few people play it. I know FSG has done a few streams on it. It looks fun, but it also looks like it's too realistic for me. And so I actually got to go to an event and race cars on a real track in real life, and that scared the crap out of me. You get going 140, 150 miles an hour in a vehicle, even on a track in a controlled environment, and you're flying. And so I got my fill of racing on a track in real life, and I don't know that there's a big draw for me. I mean, obviously, in a virtual setting, it's safer, so I would probably feel more comfortable. But having done it in real life, I don't find there to be a draw of doing it virtually anymore. And so next time I jump into a driving game, it'll be something like ATS. Need to run a sloped hooded Kenworth, best trucks ever made. So I've always been more of a Peterbilt guy because I don't know, we had a Peterbilt. I mean, we had an International on the farm too, but we'll see. I'm trying to remember. There's one of those trucks that they added after I stopped playing. I want to say it was like a Western Star, maybe, that had like a nice boxy look to it. I'm a big fan of the boxy vehicles. And so we'll see what I end up with, what I can afford. We'll turn my truck and trailer stability down, then I'll have to drive more realistically. That's no fun. I like when it glues to the road and I can just floor it. Old Tractor Farm, how you doing? Good to see you, man. But yeah, and speaking of other games, I've been enjoying playing a few other games on the other YouTube channel. We've been playing a bit of Icarus, and I just started playing Planet Crafter, I think, last week. And so that's been fun, trying to mix things up, put some videos out on the other channel a few times a week. And so it's been insane trying to keep up with the schedule. I've had almost daily videos on this channel since January now, and we're getting out 3 or so on the other channel a week as well. So that puts me at 10 videos and 1 or 2 live streams in a week. Trio, I saw a lot of people are playing Sons of the Forest. I don't think I'm going to try that one out. I've heard it's fun, but I don't know. There's just something about being chased by cannibals that's not my cup of tea. So we've got a lot of ground left to cover in this field. It's been kind of fun, though, having multiple combines and such going on here. Looks like we finished our land on the other side here, so we've got somebody went through and cut in every so many passes here, it looks like. Very nice. That makes life easier for us. Ty, personally, I think the T600A is the best truck. Yeah, there's some nice trucks on there. They've just redone one of the trucks. I can't remember. Livin mentioned it a little bit ago, but it scrolled off screen. The W900, maybe? That's a nice truck. I've got some interesting shadows here. My monitor is not set up correctly for colors here. The colors on the OBS window look better than what I'm looking at on screen right now. But I'm downscaling my resolution. I'm actually at 1080p here, even though I'm recording at 4K. Although I think the stream is coming out as 1080p as well. There was a flying man. Yeah, we've got easy dev tools turned on so people can fly around here on the map a bit and get around. It's a huge map, so it makes things a little bit easier. I might have to switch out for a little bit here, though. I'm kind of curious to try one of these grain cart trucks out. So maybe when I get to the other end of the field here, we'll switch out with somebody and try out one of these grain carts for a bit as well. Clayton, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. Akula, ever thought about making a 5M GTA roleplay server? So we a few of us on the staff team have talked about it. I am not sure that I am cut out for that. We tried to do the roleplay a little bit in our staff multiplayer series, and I'll be honest, I just find it a little bit awkward to try most of the time, but I might have to give it another go at some point. And so I think before I jumped into doing it with GTA, I'd try to do a farm sim roleplay first, just because it's more in my comfort zone. I think I'd have a hard time even thinking about what to say in a GTA setting. Zach's traveling for work. Had to make sure I check in from good old Massachusetts. Well, good to see you, man. And safe travels. I think the only place in Massachusetts I've really been to more than once is Boston. I've been to Boston a few times for work myself. You'd love to get the staff team on 5M. I'm sure there'd be a lot of laughs. Oh, I'm sure there would be. We might have to give it a try at some point. That could be interesting. We'll have to think about it. Interestingly, I've never actually played a GTA game, so it would be something new. And do we only have 2 combines out here? I think we do. There's a lot of trucking going on. And I'm just looking here. Oh, no, we've got somebody else up on the top side working their way down. How do I see progress? Is it like that? Yeah. So, we've got, who is that? I can't see names. Oh, I've turned names off. That's why I can't see names, I think. Show player names. Now, can I see who it is? I can't. All right, let's look at the inspector window. I've got K-State is probably up there doing all the cut-throughs on the field for us. That's my guess. Because I think Ozzy's behind me. Hey, poor guy, how you doing? Zach, you're 45 miles southwest from Boston. Oh, nice. You're from Northwest Ohio. Very good. Oh, and then we've got Swamp Fox coming up. I do have a half-full hopper here again. We'll get unloaded. I don't know. These trucks are just so fascinating to me. I really want to... I want to check one out here soon. I love that they've got tracks on the back. It just... having grown up as an Army brat and seeing all the half-tracks and stuff around at times, or the tracked vehicles in general, I've always been fascinated with tracks. Pretty good today, dude. What about us? I'm doing great. Having a good day. Finally feel like I'm starting to get over this head cold, which has been amazing. Trio reminds you of wheat harvest in Kansas. Yeah, we're doing, what, oats right now? It's not too different. And, yeah, there's an auger on this truck. It's a grain cart, but it's a, I don't know, it's a truck with tracks. It's, I don't know, a whole monstrosity from, is it, who does that? I can't remember who makes the mod. It's the TLX. It's, what's his face? 82 Studios. Man, I'm getting old in my old age. I'm switching out the cup. Oh no, the camera died. What did I do? Let's see here. Properties. Configure. Come back, camera. Oh, there we go. Alright, no idea what happened there. Every time I get too close to it, it's like it tries to refocus on me, and then it just dies off. Where am I? I lost chat altogether while I was doing that. It would be fun, but I'm sure it would be weird adjust for the channel. Oh, are we talking about the GTA roleplay? Yeah. I know, what's-his-face does it. Prestige? He does a lot of Facebook streaming, usually. I know he did a lot of GTA. Spilled my water all over. 82 makes some funny but cool mods. Yeah, he does a good job. They're just not always very realistic mods, so it always gives me a chuckle. That's the main reason why I don't end up using them more. They're decent mods, and they work across platforms, but it's just not overly realistic. Have I seen the retired combines that get turned into grain carts? I have not seen one of those. That sounds really cool. No thuds, so I guess I didn't fall out of my chair this time. Yeah, this chair can't tip over like the other ones could, so I've got that going for me at least. Alright, let's get this thing pointed back into a row. Whoops, I'm watching too many things and not where I'm going. Come on, GPS. That's not how you do it at all. I stopped using the steering wheel for a minute here because I was in the middle of something and it's turning around to bite me. All right, let me stop here actually for a moment. I want to switch out with somebody that's in a grain truck. I don't care which one. If somebody wants a combine. Oh, Swamp Fox is going to swap with me. I appreciate you, dude. And I want to see how this thing drives. This ought to be a lot of fun. Get my chair back into a reasonable driving position. Here we go. Must be nice. Anything in a small town in South Dakota. Good food, though. Nice. All right. Swamp Fox has got to get himself all set up with GPS and everything else here, I think. And it's time to close that window real quick while he's getting set up. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. And I didn't break the camera this time. The fields in Kansas aren't quite as big as the ones on the map you're playing. Well, how big is this field? This field is over 1,000 acres. That's actually really impressive. Jim, I can't even pronounce his last name, but I have seen his roleplay videos. He does some awesome videos. But yeah, I'm sure I wouldn't make the cut for applications on his server, that's for sure. Was it shift 4? Yeah, okay. We'll get running up here. Shift 4, there we go. Oops. Hang on, I can do this, really. There we are. Get nice and centered. Yeah, this is looking good. Helps if I could learn how to drive. The force feedback is much more engaged on this truck. And so every time we hit some of those field stones, actually, it gives me a little jostle, which is kind of cool. Steering wheel's kind of like bouncing back and forth on me. I can see getting tired of that at some point. Fav Igano, maybe that's it. I think he says it in a lot of his videos. I've just never paid that much attention, to be honest. Van, I should get the control panel for this game. It's great. I had one. I actually gave it away to somebody in the community because I wasn't using it a lot. I've got two actual Thrustmaster joysticks that I usually use when I'm lifting stuff, and I've got a Stream Deck that has all the buttons for playing the game and whatnot on it. It's just in a little bit out of reach spot right now for me, so I'm still adjusting and trying to figure out how I want things set up. I need to buy a second Stream Deck because this is the second time now that I've done it. I'm doing a multi-box streaming, and so my Stream Deck was set up before to control a lot of the stream stuff and a little bit of the farm sim stuff, but now that it's awkward to have a keyboard here, I'd rather put all the farm sim stuff on one Stream Deck and have all of the OBS stuff over on a different one on the other side, but I haven't gotten there. Mr. Clock, how you doing? Always good to see ya. Trio Gaming, you think most of your biggest fields are like 100 acres? That doesn't seem very big. I mean, in Minnesota, we had a ton of fields that were hundreds of acres big. But I don't know. I guess it just depends on your area for sure. We're starting to get filled up here. I'm trying to look down here. This thing has got a little over 100,000 liters in it right now. That's actually quite a bit. So not necessarily a realistic capacity on these vehicles either to go along with their kind of a interesting look and feel. Up here in northern Idaho, our biggest one is around 700 acres. Now that's a big field. That's a good sized field. You farm a few big fields in South Dakota. The biggest one's about 500. Yeah, when I was farming, we were only an 800 acre farm, but we had a couple of fields that were, I don't know, like 120, 140 acres. And that always felt like a big field. Yeah, Tim, that's just it, right? The amount of time I'd have to play on the server doesn't justify the amount of time I'd spend trying to get through the approval process for sure. There is this one map Made for cows. Maybe you should do a series about that soon. Yeah, exactly. I've got so many maps in the backlog that I need to check out for sure. In fact, I've got one that I'm sitting on that somebody sent me to check out as an early preview. Give him some feedback before it goes live, and I was so sick over the weekend that I didn't get a chance to check it out yet. So hopefully tomorrow morning I'm going to check that out finally. JR, Clock, what's this truck? This is the Phoenix, the TLX Phoenix. It's got the grain cart attachment and tracks on the back. It's actually quite cool because I can go 50 miles an hour in it. It's been, we've replaced all the carting on the server with these, I think. We farm about 1,200 of beans and about 1,400 of corn. The rest are wheat. Nice. That's a healthy amount of acres. Man, this thing, I'm not used to the force feedback. This is only the second time I've played with the steering wheel here in a long time, and the constant jostling back and forth is unique, fun, but I might get tired of it. We might have to tweak our settings at some point. I might also have to adjust this auger. We'll see. Oh, no, it's set up perfectly. But it's also not unloading. Why is it not unloading? Let's see. Move to the right. Oh, wow. Okay. That'll work. Let me get it lined up here. It's got a little bit of a finicky dump zone, apparently. Is that all part of the pack? Yeah, I think it's part of the pack. Oh, wow, that emptied already. That's epic. Yeah, it's always the grain cart driver's fault. I'm not used to this newfangled half-track technology. Now, this would be a cool truck if it was like an actual, like, old military half-track that you'd converted into a grain cart somehow. That'd be a lot of fun, actually. All right, where's my driver? He's up the next run, I think. Woo! Let's, actually, let me go in cab here. That's way too zoomed in. Hang on. Where's my mouse? That's better. Maybe a little zoomed in still, but we'll run with this. Get rid of some of these windows I'm not using. Here we go. Tim, at what point do you decide to change maps for the community server, not taking into account the ArgZ challenge? Well, it's been forever since I ran a community server. Usually it runs its course when the active players on it that play all the time start either dwindling off or asking for a map change. So usually we'll take a vote. We'll probably take a vote after we're done with the challenge, just because this map, like, there's fun in having big fields, but if you get too big of fields, like this map, I feel like the fields are almost too big. It's hard to finish a job in a session, and I think people like to feel like they're completing something. I think people like to feel like they have a goal, and so having a challenge here has actually been a good way, I think, to motivate people. And so I think when we're done with this server and this challenge, we'll probably come up with another challenge that we want to do. I don't know if it'll be cross-community or what, but I have definitely noticed that it's been more fun to have a goal. Since we'll win this contest, we should be able to choose the next map. That would be fun. I know ArgZ and FSG and I briefly talked about potentially running an Edgewater, but doing it as a cross-play server. So that would mean no auto drive, Not a lot of the PC mods that we are currently using, like work plan and stuff that make things a little bit easier. So it would be a straight up, no cheating, more limited equipment. Console players could play on it though, and that could be a lot of fun. So I think my next map that I really want to run for the community server may be a crossplay map. The problem with crossplay maps is they are smaller, so we'd have to do like a single farm, kind of like we're doing here again, but it could be fun. And that would probably be a like own the map type challenge, and then also come with a get so much of certain grains and animals and different things. I don't know how animals work in a multiplayer environment, but we might add animals to the challenge too. That would force us to do some more jobs like grass and bales and things like that, so it could be fun. Tim, you agree that challenge motivating participation? Yeah. I don't know. There's something about the challenge part that keeps me engaged with it too. So I got to think that through. I'd like there to be more structure next time, and a little bit more like, we start at the same time, we agree on things, all that good stuff. This was really ad hoc. This was more like, hey, Argsy's guys are doing this map too, and he mentioned that he challenged his community to hit certain goals, and so I kind of piggybacked on it, which he was totally cool with. So we're not cheating. We're not exactly cheating. We do have mods on here that let the vehicles work at twice their normal speeds. And we got a couple of mods that I would say are a bit more unrealistic. Old Tractor Farm, appreciate you coming and hanging out tonight, dude. We could do animals. That would be kind of fun. Yeah, my only worry is it gets a little bit of lag at some points, but it would be fun, that's for sure. We can definitely keep up here with the two combines. I'm wondering who's... we've got another truck on the other end of the field here. I'm curious to see if that's K-State's down on the other end combining still. We might zip down there for a change of pace real quick. Just for the fun of it. Somebody was down there. I'm looking up at the monitor here. Brayton, no, I tend to stream on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, so I will probably not be streaming again until Thursday. I'm going to pull up the big map for a second. He's all the way down on the other end, whoever it is. I mostly just want to get a change of pace, see the other side of the field here. I can't believe this field is over 1,000 acres in Farm Sim. That's so much land. This is more land than we farmed in real life all season. So the fact that we're making such good progress on it in a single live stream is really impressive. I'm not sure if he's on the outside. I don't think so. I think he's actually on that inside. I wonder if I had left crop destruction on. Let's find out. Not for this vehicle, at least. I thought my combine was destroying crops, though, so we'll see. Edgewater would be cool, as the fields are really hands-on. Yeah, so I love Edgewater because you wouldn't be able to use AI drivers for much, everything. I think that'd be the rule. Like, I think there's a mod I can install to actually disable hiring the helper, and I'd probably do that. My vote would be for 100% person has to do every job on the server. That would make a competitive gameplay experience that much more fun. Yeah, Tim, I can imagine the statement. Who was on the server between 8 p.m. and 12 a.m. because all of the cows died during that time frame. I don't think animals can even die in FS22, can they? I think, didn't they? That was a seasons thing back in FS19. It is K-State out here. Look at that. All right, let's see if I can get in here. Ooh, I do have a horn. Very nice. The little beep on the X9, I can barely hear it. This might be a question asked in the past, but why don't we have unit convert on the server? I didn't put unit convert on the server because in Australia they're using the metric system, so I figured we'd be authentic and just use metric. Plus, unit convert doesn't hit all the screens, and so there's a lot of the mods that we use that still show leaders, and I figured it'd just be easier to keep everything consistent on the multiplayer server. Obviously, we could install unit convert and people could use whatever settings they want, but that would require me to change my settings every time I got on the server, and that'd just be a pain. On a cross-place map, you usually use the AI workers as a form of GPS. Yeah, I'd usually use that to get set up and point me in the right direction and then turn it back off and drive straight. Although you do have the heading information in the mini-map that you can use. Yeah, Trejo, in Farm Sim 1,000 acres feels giant, but in reality it's not as big. I'd agree with that for the most part. I mean, we farmed 800 acres, and it felt like a lot of land when we were farming it, because it was just me and the owner working all of that land, the two of us, for the most of the time. And that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I was sorry to read. He actually passed a couple years ago. I came across his obituary. I didn't stay in contact after I moved on. So I have to go back and visit the old farm one of these days again. One of your favorite challenges is to only buy used equipment. That's kind of interesting. Personally, I'd like to try out some of the EU maps that are out there that are really cool. You know, obviously for my channel and my series, I've typically gravitated towards a North American gameplay and style because that's what I know. I wouldn't know how to do things realistically with a lot of the EU equipment, I don't think. That's, you know, right for the area. But there's some awesome maps out there, so maybe at some point we'll start doing either live streams or like a community multiplayer server and hop around and try some different maps over the months, just to keep things interesting. Trying to catch up on chat. My chat window is still really small right now. I tried to pop it out and I couldn't get it to zoom out. Argsy was trying to tell me how to do it last stream and I just didn't get it working. And yeah, GPS is the one thing that I'll miss the most, but I think it'll be actually kind of fun. Like, you guys see the way that I drive when I'm not using GPS or things or courseplay to help me drive straight, right? And so, you know, me driving around in a field with a combine with no automated assist is going to end up being some fun times, especially if I've got the whole steering wheel and everything else going. So I actually can't wait to try it. I think the frustration that I would have trying to do that in a single-player environment will just be entertaining doing that in a multiplayer environment with other people out in the field as well. Oh, I got a little far away. I think K-State's probably empty. I'm just trying to get topped off here. I've still got 18% to go. This truck's window is like impossible to see through once it's dirty. I haven't actually got in, but yeah, it does have a dirt mask on there, it looks like. That would be the other fun challenge to do at some point. I know FSG did this for a little while. I don't think that series made it very far. But he tried to do a 100% realism series where he drove in cab for everything. And I would just struggle with that. I mean, I've done some of these jobs in real life. It's not easy. It's so much better to be in a third-person camera view, like right here. And part of the problem is, you know, my mirrors are useless. They're looking at the side of the truck. I can't see anything. So I have to go out a cab to even know where I'm at in relation to the combine here. Oh, and acceleration on this thing is not the best. Braden, I'm a good power and combine driver, but better combine. I can't get on multiplayer because you need Xbox Live. Not power, autocorrect, yeah. I missed that chat. Van's gonna hop off. Good to see ya. I can adjust the mirrors in that, switch to the other vehicle. Let's see. Control group truck, control group mirrors. Let's see. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. It's still mostly box. Like, this is as far out as the mirrors go on the right-hand side here, which is not helping me at all. So, yeah, not so much. And I can't even get the left ones to change here at all. I assume that's the double mouse, but... Oh, there it goes. Alright, at least that one I can adjust. Probably put it somewhere like that. That one's all the way out, yeah. So, oh, I'm not unloading anybody over there. It's just one of those things, like, whoever set up the mirrors on this thing just, I mean, it's got this ridiculously oversized box on it, I guess, but they just don't actually work out too well to be useful. Sam, how's it going? My week has been getting better day by day. I apologize, I'm trying to get over this head cold, and I sound terrible tonight. But we're getting there. We're almost over this thing. Van, you used the code for a G-Portal server yesterday. Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. Gets you 10% off on G-Portal. G-Portal has been actually a really great partner for me. Not so much, you know, I don't know. I probably made like $20 last year off of being a partner, so it's not a very monetarily beneficial thing for me. But what that's been great for is they've provided me with free credits. So the server here, oh, I'm running my FPS counter up here. The server that we're running the community server on is provided for free from G-Portal, which is really awesome. And so G-Portal is one of the dedicated server hosting companies that are out there. I think they're based in Germany, but I host all my servers in Chicago or Washington, D.C. I can't remember now. But they've been a really good partner. They provided a lot of free servers to be able to host things like this 16-slot multiplayer server for the community on. And their stuff works really great. They have a great support team, and we've had really good luck hosting our servers there. Anytime we've had major issues, they've been really responsive. And I've always gotten stuff resolved pretty quickly. So if you are looking to host a farm sim dedicated server, the link is actually in the description of all my videos, and you can get 10% off if you use the Kedrick Farms code. And then, as long as I'm talking about partner stuff, I'm also a Giants partner, and so if you're looking to pre-order that new DLC that just dropped, or not pre-order anymore, but order that new DLC that just dropped. If you use the Kedrick Farms code, you help support my partner status with Giants, which is always fun. And yeah, I meant to set up the crossplay server like a couple weeks ago when the Edgewater map came out, and we've just been so busy. I'm gonna switch out here. Sandman's on his way up because it'll take me a long time to get back out there. Hey, Jasmine, how you doing? We've got Swamp Fox and Ozzy back to back over here in the other combines. Whoa. You can tell when I'm not driving on GPS, it goes left to right all the time. There's a little bit of drift in the force feedback on the steering wheel the way I've got it set up, so. Woo woo. Let's see if we can find the sweet spot on this trailer since it's so wonky. There we go. I can feel my cold meds starting to wear off a little bit here. I apologize if I'm having to drink a lot more water here. And yeah, this thing just dumps the grain out, which is actually awesome for a server like this. I mean, we've got a lot of grain coming in since we're going double speed with these giant headers, so it's nice to dump it and get back on the road here. You do more time driving than you do unloading for sure. Yeah, outside of the occasional adult beverage, I drink exclusively water these days, which has been a nice change of pace for me. Well, actually, I've been doing that for right about a little over a year now. A year ago Thanksgiving, I switched to 100% water on a day-to-day basis. I'm coming, Swamp Fox, I'm coming. Oh, I've got the GPS, but or the speed sync, I just didn't quite get into position. Ooh, we're spending some money keeping all these leased vehicles going, that's for sure. Not that we're hurting for money. Clock's gonna message me tomorrow. You'd like to be a part of the crossplay deal? Oh, for sure, dude. For sure. Chessman got a haircut. Nice. Nathan, how you doing? Ty, American farming progress. I would say progressing. We've got at least one more brand that we're going to announce here soon. And lots of good stuff. I think we got a post going out tomorrow, maybe? Talking about some more advanced gameplay features, if I'm not mistaken. I don't get involved on the social media side of American farming as much. Grant and Garrett have been taking on all of that, so I usually see what's getting posted at the same time everybody else does. That's the fun part about being under an NDA, working on game dev stuff, is I always have to really think through what I can talk about. I'm like, did we post about that on social media yet or not? I can't remember. Is the game going to be released this year? Oh, for sure. Absolutely. 100%. I wonder what the other tractor brand is. Me too. No, I know. I was there when we talked to them and got it signed, I think. And then I was also involved in making sure that all the models get in the game, so. Ty's betting on Kubota or New Holland. Those would be interesting brands. I will attempt not to confirm or deny. I think people will be actually excited about the brand that we've got in. I will say it's not John Deere. I could confirm that. It's not John Deere. Dirt Bikes and More, have a good one, sir. No, if it was John Deere, I'd be like grinning ear to ear, and it would be impossible for me to. I would have to just stop streaming until we announced it. But actually, it's been a lot of fun working with these other brands. I would say, prior to this, I was pretty much a John Deere guy through and through. But you spend a lot of time working with all these different brands on their equipment, and you see how passionate the individuals behind these brands are, and you actually get a chance to see all of this awesome equipment in person up front. And I have to say I'm more and more impressed by these other brands for sure. My brand loyalty has been whittled down. We need like 2 more combines out here. I think I could keep up with 2 combines, at least while we're on this end of the field. Tried to look up here and see, like, K-State's getting emptied. Yeah, everybody's just staying pretty empty here. There we go. Like in the other posts about Meyer Manufacturing, are there going to be different models in that equipment, or is that it? So, what can I say about that? Let's see. I'll say it this way. We definitely have plans to continue to add additional equipment to the game after launch. We've tried to show off a lot of things that we know for sure will be in the game at launch, and then we will probably add a few more pieces that people haven't seen yet. And then after launch, I've already got a roadmap worked out for something like the next 6 to 8 months of releases after launch of different stuff that's going to come to the game. So we've got a lot of stuff planned that we want to keep adding. So it's not just going to be a couple of models. We'll be getting in more and more equipment, because that's a great thing about licensing with a brand is, at least with most of the brands, we have access to their whole catalog of stuff. It just takes a lot of time to put a model into game and optimize it for mobile, especially. For Farm Sim, it'd actually be easier to build models for Farm Sim because you could leave them in a higher quality state. It's going to mobile that requires a lot of extra work to make it run good on a mobile device. Excuse me. Happened to see a Balzer slurry spreader in real life during the weekend. Yeah, Balzer's a fun brand. I think they're from Minnesota, actually. But they've got some big equipment. So in a nutshell, can you explain how you guys make the equipment? Yeah, we've got a whole team of art people that do all kinds of magical stuff. And so it depends on the manufacturer. Sometimes, they will provide us with some technical specs, and that can make our lives easier. And sometimes, that stuff is highly protected, and they don't feel like they, want to give out, any of the technical specs to people, even, partners that they're working with. And so we build it all from scratch based on reference photos and going down to dealerships and taking measurements and all that good stuff. So it's actually a long, drawn-out process, but we can usually get a model in pretty well. I don't know if I can give timelines out. Again, I do have some NDA stuff to work around, but we've got a few different people that work on different parts of that process, and they'll build out a 3D model. They'll do all the kind of the same workflow that you would think of in a Farm Sim mod, where they build the model and then they, work on all the texturing and stuff like that. But then it comes into our engine, and we have to get it in game, get it working with physics, wheels, all that kind of stuff that hooks up to it. Do all the animations and the particle effects and stuff like that. Any real trucks going to be in game, like actual branded trucks? I don't know if we've got any brands on deck yet or not. I'm trying to remember. We've added quite a few brands, but really, brands, it just comes down to if we can get a brand license or not. And like the big manufacturers, it's a little bit more difficult to get those locked down. For whatever reason, truck brands tend to be a little bit harder. Although I think American Trucking Simulator might be opening a lot of those doors at some point, so we'll have to see. One thing we've found with some brands is they do have exclusive licensing with other companies, and so, you know, we run into that occasionally, but honestly, most of the brands we've talked to, even the ones we haven't been able to license with yet, are always very interested in getting into games, so it's been a lot of fun. Gotta go, Ty. See you Thursday. Awesome. Appreciate you coming into the stream, sir. Trios are going to be multiplayer, and will we be able to customize vehicles like FS22? I believe we've said publicly we're not going to have multiplayer at launch. We've talked about it in the past, but at this point in time, we will not have multiplayer at launch. And vehicle customization, we're still working on some parts of that, but there will be the ability to pick some options in your vehicles. I can say that. Oh no. We had a collision and it wasn't me. We're going to need a new header after that. Is the benefit for the brands you bring on the exposure? Yeah, I'd say it's probably some exposure. And most brands just like seeing their stuff out there. You know, even if it's not necessarily exposure for them from a sales perspective. Like I said, a lot of brands are just really proud of the stuff that they built. So they want to see it get out there and in front of people as well. But yeah, there's different conversations. I can't get into too many details on the contract side of things with any specific brands. Oh, we've got auto drive running? We don't need no auto drive. I'm sitting here idle most of the time. If you guys stay on a similar path, I could keep up with both of these combines. Why don't you come back over here? We'll catch up with is this Aussie in the other combine? And we'll keep going. I can run both of these without auto drive because auto drive is a little bit off. I didn't realize we had an AD driver. We're over an hour in and I haven't crashed yet. I know. It's the steering wheel, man. I should have gotten the steering wheel out a while ago. All right, let's jump in this guy. Oh, he's full too. All right, I'll let him go empty real quick. Oh no, I pushed the wrong button. And I'm going to challenge myself to keep up with two combines here if they're staying in a similar track. We'll unload a little bit out of Swamp Fox here, and then we'll jump for Aussie. I'm trying to find their names on the list up here. There we go. Why do you need to get licenses to get brands? So I can't put a brand in our game unless I have a license from them that says I can use their logo and brand in the game. It's a legal thing. Because we're publishing that onto various app stores and stuff. If it's some random person does it on their own, that's completely different. But I can't put a brand in my game that I don't have a license for, or we'll get sued. I was curious because I'm not the audience that would increase their sales numbers, so I didn't quite understand. Yeah, I mean, and a lot of times even, like John Deere's a good example of this. They've got so many products outside of just agriculture that, having their brand all over the place is just good times because you get those kids indoctrinated early, and they'll definitely have brand recognition. If I walk into a store and see a John Deere lawnmower and a Cub Cadet, I'm like, what's a Cub Cadet, right? No, I'm gonna get this John Deere. I've been seeing that everywhere. Just that kind of a thing, right? I'll never get a partnership from Cub Cadet now, as I'm using them as the brand nobody knows about. And yeah, there's a lot to agriculture in general. All right, let's get up here. I got to catch up with Ozzy before he gets full. Already at half. I think I can do it. And then when the auto drive driver comes back, I'll have to go smack that guy down. But yeah, and to your point, Tim, to a little bit outside of exposure, there's not a lot else to offer as a small company doing a mobile game, right? So you're almost like begging, I don't want to say begging, but it's like, please be in our game. Logging aspect to FS22. Yeah, exactly. Oh, we're too far over. There it is. All right, I've got Ozzy getting emptied out here. Oh, wow, he was a lot fuller than I thought he was. Maybe I can't keep up. I think Ozzy's asleep. Into the trees. Farewell, sir. All right, let me see now. I want to prevent this guy from causing problems, so I'm gonna disable the auto drive. I guess I could have turned auto drive on that other one to go unload, but that's all right. We've got this. This one is not as fast as the other truck for some reason. Road Warrior, how you doing, man? Does anyone doing logging and farming simulator nowadays? A lot of people still are. Not my cup of tea. Excuse me. I just never really got into it. I mean, we tried to do that multiplayer series on it. We really should have gone all out and got some modern equipment before we gave up on that series, but it was just, I don't know. The physics in Farm Sim for me are still just not quite there to do logging and have fun with it on a multiplayer server. Single player, the physics are a little bit more stable, but multiplayer, I mean, stuff was just lagging and bouncing around way too much, and we got frustrated pretty easily multiple times. This X9 could unload just a little bit faster. I think I'm going to be able to catch up with Aussie here. Well, he's at 65%. Swamp Fox looks empty, so here we go. See if I can beat him to the end row here real quick. This was easier when I had the faster truck. Once I get these guys emptied out, I'm going to jump back into the other truck and see if I can get that emptied and back on the road here. The dynamics of procuring licensing for games is interesting, that's for sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. And I come from a long history of working with big brands on licensing and stuff anyway. My background, I actually worked with the automotive industry quite a bit for software for them. But we would do like surveys and stuff, and we're working for the company, and we still had to go through all these hoops to be able to put like an image of a, F-150 on a postcard when we'd send it out, or on a website. It was just like but like we're building this page for you, and we still had to go through all these reviews with the marketing team, with the licensing team, and all this stuff to make sure that we were using their brand in an appropriate way, because they put a lot of money and time into brand recognition, and they need to make sure that it's being used the right way at all times. So I'm getting Aussie emptied here, and I'm seeing Swamp Fox is almost up to what, 29% here already. Crazy times. Yeah, I would say it's probably pretty close to like an FS17 level, but remember, we're on a mobile platform, so trying to get to something better than that is actually really hard to do. Our map, I think I could say this, I've probably said it in the past, our map is actually the same size as the PC base game map here in FS22. We're a 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer map. So, you know, it's going to be a good amount of farming to be done on that map. It'll feel big, especially compared to the other mobile games that are out there. We've got a much bigger map than other games do. And so we've added some nice big equipment to go along with that too. And, oh, Aussie's empty. I need to hold up here and unload Swamp Fox when he gets down. I keep doing that. Let me do this. I think I've got enough time to go unload our faster truck while we were doing that. If I can keep an eye on Swamp Fox over there for when he catches up with the other truck, I'll tab back over to it. I love it when marketing promises a customer a feature that engineering has no idea has been promised. Not only have they no idea it's been promised, you don't even know if it's possible to do. Yeah, I've had those experiences. We're at 70. I hope Swamp Fox is going to make it up to where that truck's parked. We'll switch over when he gets to 80. That should give me enough time. We've got to go. 79. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. Is he going to make it to the truck is my question. We're going to risk it. All right, I'm going to try and get this thing to the cart. I know I said I was going to switch at 80. He might have to pause for me for just a couple minutes. All right, here we go. Slow it down. Slow it down. That's not slowing it down. Well, we didn't crash into anything at least. So this should totally be going into that trailer. I don't know why it's so finicky. There. Oh, quit hitting tab. All right, I'm here. I got you, Swamp Fox. Oh, I just didn't get there in time. 10 seconds earlier. There we go. Road Warrior, you tried logging once and that was it for you. Yeah. I've done it a few times. It can be fun when it works, and then it's incredibly frustrating when it's not working. And so, you know, it's that balance of, you know, do the good times outweigh the bad times? And for me, I've had more frustration than fun, and so I've just given up on it. I see Ozzy's at 61%, so as soon as I get Swamp Fox emptied here, we're gonna have to rush to keep track, or to catch up with him. Oh man. Let's go. I keep losing my driver in the window up here. All right, 10%, that's good enough for me. I'm worried I'm not gonna make it to Ozzy in time. We'll see. I could make it in the other truck. The other truck goes like 10 miles an hour faster. Zoom. 79%. Oh, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Here we go, folks. 80%. We're coming. I got to imagine this is going to top us off, too. There we are. Just in time. Look at that. Now, I don't know if it's going to top us off or not, actually. Looking down here, we're at 100,000. I think I got another 50,000 liters that can go into this truck. For you, the logs would always fall out of the trailer. Yeah, Trio. That is definitely the problem. That's one thing I never felt bad about using Super Strength for, was working with logs in Farm Sim. That's another mod that we won't have if we use, or if we play on the crossplay server, is no Super Strength. Oh, and I am full. Look at that. This one's only got 115,000 liters, or yeah, 115,000. All right, well, I better get over here and get the better truck real quick. Because Swamp Fox is already at 50 and Ozzy's at 34. See, this is a lot more fun than letting auto drive make life easy. I always like rushing to try and keep up with everything. And I suppose what'll actually be easier, I bet this thing will unload into the other trailer easier than the semi. Stop. The brakes are a smidge touchy here. I'm going to wait until this is done unloading, and then I'm going to just shut it off, so we're not burning fuel. There we go. And we're off. Who needs the unload first? Swamp Fox does. This will work out perfect. I can get him in the back and then catch up with Ozzy in the front. I'm not sure I'm going to make it, though. 82% is a lot closer than I am to him. Trio, I'm not sure if I'll make it over to Technical Stream or not. Depending on how my throat feels when I'm all done with this, I might try and record a video. I might try to get Thursday's video knocked out ahead of time here for a change. We'll see, we'll see. It's always fun trying to keep up with the schedule. I'm going to be on vacation next week. The kids have off for spring break, and so we're leaving Tuesday night, and I'm not going to get back till Sunday, so there'll be probably no live streams next week at all, unfortunately. And I'll probably miss a couple of videos because I'm not sure I can get 5 days ahead before Tuesday night. Uh-oh, server's saving, I think. Ozzy's at 87%. I should probably try and rush and catch up with him here real quick now that I've got a good chunk off of Swamp Fox. I'm not going to get to him before he gets to 100%, but I'll at least be able to get him moving again, and then swing back around for Swamp Fox. Spring break just ended where you're at. Yeah, it's funny to me how different the timing on that is for different people. You'd think that they'd just make it on the same week everywhere, but not so much. There we go. See how much of this we can get emptied before the end row here. It's not going to take but a minute to unload here when he's not pulling in 45. Is this a 45-foot header, I think? I can't even tell. Jump out here for a second. Whoa. It's not even written on the side here. Well, how am I supposed to know? All right, Swamp Fox is at 85. I don't know if I'm going to make it back to you, bud. Oh, you're coming to me. That'll work. Road Warrior, while in planting, have you ever done headlands last instead of in the beginning? I do, actually, because we have historically done ridge till when when I was farming, which means we didn't do any tillage. We just kept replanting back into the same rows year after year, which kept a lot of the good soil in that ridge. And so we would always do headlands last because that's the only thing that we would do tillage on is our headlands. So we would plant in the rows, and then everywhere where we were turning around on the end rows, we'd come back in with a chisel plow and break up that compaction, and sometimes we'd run a disc over that too, and then we'd just run the planter over the headlands at the end. Hey, Simulation Station, how you doing, man? Good to see ya. I am doing great myself. We've been getting over a head cold, and I think I feel like my voice is starting to get just a little bit froggy here tonight. We're only half full here. I think we'll finally get caught up now that we're the combines are a little bit closer. Makes my life easier on the one hand, and now that I'm in the faster truck again, it's also making life a little bit easier. So I think I'll actually be able to keep up at this point, at least with the combines. Once I have to go back to unload, we might run into a little bit of trouble. We'll see, we'll see. And yeah, I haven't crashed once this stream, so that's a plus. We're definitely getting a little better at things with the steering wheel and such. Don't jinx it. Yeah, I could... the stream's not over. I could still hit the mother bin on the way by. Seems like there's something going around. Your wife's been dealing with something for the past week as well. But yeah, 50-degree weather in Michigan this week. It's been amazing. We got outside a little bit today, not a lot. The kid had a virtual class in the afternoon today, so but we always go out to the bus stop and hang out and wait for him and walk back to the house, which I say that as if the bus stop is almost at the end of our driveway. It's like a less than a minute walk to go from the bus stop at the corner to our front door. So, but it was awesome being outside in, I think it was 53 or 55, somewhere around there this afternoon when I was out. So good. Jim, getting to shorts weather in Michigan. Yeah, I know. Like, I'm a sandals guy, and generally my rule of thumb is if the snow doesn't come up over the sole of my sandal, I can wear sandals still. And 50 degrees is... I need to go find the sandals again, because I'm ready. Braden, welcome back. Weather has not been so great in northern Indiana. 20 to 35, yeah. We're supposed to have a few colder days this week. I'm looking forward to next week, though. We're going down to Kentucky to visit the Mammoth Caves, and then on to Tennessee. We're going to hit Nashville and Memphis while we're down there for the week. And I'm hoping their weather's a little bit warmer. I think I'll wait to bust out the shorts, though, until I'm not sick. My wife would probably just smack me if I came downstairs in shorts one morning. Yeah, Tim, we've done some cave tours, but I've never been to Mammoth Caves, and they've got like 4 different tours that you can go on, so I need to do some reading and get that booked, because it's only a week away, and I should have booked that like a month ago or 2, so I'm hoping there's still slots available. I'll be real disappointed if we can't get onto a tour. been up and down. Weather in Pennsylvania, really windy. Yeah, we've had some crazy wind lately as well. I've never been to Adventureland, Braden. Where's that at? Oh, I can cut across behind you because this is the last pass here. Save me a few minutes of driving to an end row. If you're taking your youngest, there's a really good tour. Yeah, the little guy's going with, so we're looking forward to it. Ketter, eat a lot of Carolina Reapers. That coat will be gone. Yeah, I've actually been doubling down on some of the spicier foods here lately. It's really helped to clear the sinuses out. Oh, come on. I don't know why I'm dumping into this instead of the mother bin, just because it was here. Oh, and then this isn't even lined up anymore. I thought this was still lined up with the mother bin. I was just going to dump into it and then hop in and start it up to move it out of the way. Well, now everybody's going to get full while I'm goofing off with this. Switcheroo. That's all right. What am I doing? I can't drive. We're just trying to draw things with tire tracks out here now. All right, we'll get this emptied and move it back out of the way. I think Pity had me all taken care of over here and I wasn't even paying attention. And let's get racing back up here at 2. Get people unloaded. I don't even know who's where or how full they are, but they're gonna be getting full. Swamp Fox is at 80%. Ozzy's at 69. All right, we'll get Swamp Fox first here, hopefully. I don't know which one is which right now, though. Oh, no. We're gonna assume this is Swamp Fox. We're guessing. I'm sure there's a way to tell before I get up here. Nope, this is Ozzy. We guessed wrong. Oh well. We'll unload Ozzy here first since we're here. It's starting to get dark. I wonder what kind of lights this thing has. Not too bad. Anytime I get a cold, it lowers my voice and I sound like Johnny Cash. Oh, there you go. I just sound more like Kermit the Frog. Like, I already sound like Kermit the Frog half of the time when I'm recording, and the cold just makes me go even more down that track, I feel like. All right, I need to pay attention here. Ozzy's at 30-something. Swamp Fox is full. We'll be there in a minute. I was goofing off. I could have caught up, or I could have stayed caught up if I wasn't goofing off so much over there. Looks like somebody went ahead and got the auto drive worker going again. Or maybe somebody's actually in that truck. I don't even know now. Perma's modding, how you doing? People say you sound like Seth Rogen. Nice. All right, Ozzy is now empty. Let's whip around here and see what's going on. We've still got Sandman in the other truck. And I've been replaced with auto drive, I think. Oh no, somebody driving this thing? Sandman's driving. All right, we're gonna unload Sandman on the go here. This will be effective. He can keep unloading. We'll grab what he has. And then I'll probably need to go track down K-State then if there's just 2 of us. Oh my gosh, look at this driving. Isn't that amazing? Heh. Yeah, he didn't have that much in him. K-State's still going on the other side. Maybe I'll rush over there and grab him. 'Cause I don't think we have any other drivers. I think it's just the two of us right now. And I've got the faster truck right now. So let's go. And let me just pop open the map, see if I can find him here. Oh, he actually came down here, so he's on the other end. I'm going the wrong way. Nope, and Aussie just dropped off the server. Wee-haw. My camera's all out of whack. That was almost a disaster, folks. All right, let's see. The Boy Named Sue's a good one. I always liked Ring of Fire. Something catchy about that tune. I swear I saw, maybe I'm confused. I thought I saw another combine driver over here somewhere on the mini map. I closed the mini map. Oh, it's parked over there on the other side of this tree island. All right. What's the but my favorite Johnny Cash song is actually is it Hurt? I think that's the name of the song. Yeah, K-State's getting full. I'm almost there. I went the wrong way. We've got one combine just left out in the field there, too. All right, here we are. Brakes. This horn is ridiculous. Forgot how much I hate making thumbnails and intros and outros. Yeah, I'm with you there. I've actually started to get better at thumbnails, mostly because I decided to just, follow a cookie cutter formula for all of a series, right? I made a series logo, I put the number on there, and depending on the series, I will toss a, 1 to 4 word phrase on the thumbnail, maybe. And then I have just one Photoshop document that I use for every given series, so I can just paste the new image in, not have to touch any of the other stuff. It's really saved me a lot of time. That's one of the things I've worked on a lot the last several weeks is my workflow and optimizing my video creation workflow. It's the only way I've been able to keep up with a video every day for the most part since the beginning of the year here. I'm going to finish off unloading K-State here, and then it looks like our other combine is good now because we're down to just the 2 combines running again. Okay, good deal. It's recording B-roll for intro and outro that's time consuming. Yeah, that's why I don't do intro outros. I do hello and welcome to Kiddick Farms. Today we're blah blah blah, and it works really good. It saves me a lot of time for sure. I see I've been busy over at Squad Built. Absolutely. Meyer Equipment was a fun brand to get in game. In fact, I'm doing most of the back-end work for that, working on the fertilizer mechanics, which we're actually going to post more detail about yet this week. But adding in slurry and manure and getting things like urea and P&K and all that stuff into the game and working has been just a lot of fun. I don't think this other combine's running. We've got, oh, it is running. I was gonna say we've got idle equipment out in the field, but it looks like Pity jumped into one. Good deal. We're at 90%, so I'm almost full here. I just got to get a little bit more. Oh, Ozzy's coming back. Good deal. Excuse me. Road Warrior, you love your official thumbnail because someone made it for you and it looks cool, and you copyrighted it. Very nice. Yeah, I don't mind doing intros and stuff, but I think I would struggle with doing a custom intro for every episode. If I did like a series intro that I used on every video in that series, it might be worth putting the energy in for. So many things would be awesome to see in Farm Sim for North American guys. Yeah, for sure. And that's like, I don't know, Meyer just has a huge spread of equipment, so it was fun to grab a handful of different things. We'll be definitely trying to keep adding some more equipment. We've got at least 2 brands that we haven't announced to anywhere else yet, or publicly yet, so I can't wait until we can announce the rest of our brands. I'm realizing that I've got all this. I think I've got my voice chat muted at the game settings level, but I usually jump in and do this just so I don't get all the annoying pop-ups on my screen all the time. Need more row crop stuff? Absolutely. Kinsey would be a fun one to get in game as well. Looks like K-State's starting to get about half full here. Got a nice auger light on this thing as well. All right, let's see if I can actually do this time without completely messing it up. We're right on the bar. That always annoys me. Inch forward. Well, we're already empty here. That doesn't take very long at all. I always forget. It's starting to get dark quick, and there's rain coming here. Man, I can't believe we're only 55% of the way done with this field. We've had 3 combines going for the bulk of the stream. And they did a lot of the opening up ahead of the stream, actually. And we're still only at halfway done. This field is massive. Yeah, Farm Sim Jim, I won't lie. The Adobe Cloud subscription, while it's stupid expensive, I get an annual subscription. I mean, it's a tax write-off still because it's all for work for me. But it's a lot of money. And having to pay that every year is, I agree, kind of a slap in the face. And I come from, like, I built SaaS-based software for a living that had a subscription model. So I'm part of the problem, I guess, historically. But I just can't get behind paying, well, I think it's like $700 or $800 a year for the privilege of using their software, especially when it crashes all the time. This would be so much easier if I could just let myself drive through the crop and get over there to those other combines. All right, looks like we've got who is driving the other truck? I'm trying to find the trucks here in the list. All right, I'm going to swing right around here and grab a K-State. There we go. Oops. Simulation Station, appreciate you coming and hanging out for a while tonight. Have a good one, sir. And yeah, I know a lot of people that still use the old version, the last one that you could buy for like Photoshop and stuff. Yeah, I used Paint.net, which is a free software for the first 5 years that I was doing stuff on YouTube. So Photoshop has really been something I invested in the last about a year ago. So I just paid my second annual here in March. So yeah, I've been using it for just over a year. K-State's almost empty here. Good deal. And we'll go catch up over here. Looks like a Swamp Fox is starting to get full. Sandman's not quite there, though. He's probably got plenty of capacity to keep up with these two guys. Maybe what I'll do is run up and empty him out real quick on the go. He can stay with the combines, and I'll run back up to the mother bin since I've got the faster truck. Yeah, Paint.net is a whole different experience for sure, so it's kind of clunky. I joined YouTube in 2006. I did. I haven't done a lot of stuff on it back then, but what people don't know is before I did Farm Sim, I actually was playing a bunch of other games. The very first game I played on the channel, I think, was when I was trying to put videos out on a regular basis, was Battletech. I don't remember when that came out. We're going to try and unload Sandman here on the go. Whoops. Oh, that's him. I'm like, I'm not pushing the horn. I'm way too close. There we go. We'll see if I can get topped off here. I need a steering wheel key that does the vehicle speed sync so that I don't have to reach over and push shift 4. Farm Sim Gym, I think the last version of PS I had was CS. I've still got some discs from one of the old CS versions sitting on a shelf somewhere. I don't know where, though. I will say, though, for as expensive as it is, Adobe's done some cool things with the tools. I've been using Adobe Premiere for all my editing, which works great on Windows compared to DaVinci Resolve. And one thing I like about it is that they've got a Teams version for the projects, and so I'm working with somebody to help me edit my videos now, which has been working out awesome, and we can work out of the same project through the cloud, and so he makes changes and I can see them and build and publish the video on my end without having to do anything other than send the raw video files to him, so that works really amazing. Road Warrior, always appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I can feel I'm starting to get real nasally here, so I think this is probably going to be a great place to wrap up the stream for the night. We're right at 11 o'clock anyway. It's been a lot of fun. We've got a little over half of this field done, and I've had a blast to getting the setup dialed in here. I can't wait to listen to the audio on the stream after the fact here. I'm hoping that I've improved it a little bit over last stream. We made some more tweaks, and I'll keep getting things dialed in here. Appreciate everybody that's come and hung out with us tonight, and especially those that joined up on the server. We've still got Pity, K-State, Sandman, Swamp Fox, and Ozzy in here with us, and I think those guys have been in here most of the evening, so that's been awesome. So, yeah, I think we're going to wrap up here tonight. You guys have been great, and we will catch you on Thursday night for another stream. I don't know what we're going to be streaming yet on Thursday. We might give ATS a try. I don't know. We talked about it a lot tonight. We might try and get American Trucking Simulator set up and running and see how that goes. But we'll figure that out on Thursday most likely. And yeah, everybody have a great evening, and we'll catch you next time. That's all for today. Kedurk, out.